Yesterday's video was so much fun, actually using all the bright, pigments, all the neons and stuff in soap. And I liked it so much. I thought I should do another one with the bright colors and see if I can make the soap not discolor to super dark brown when working with scents that typically do discolor to super dark brown. That's what we're doing today. And we're also going to be using more of all the cutoffs from you know, from these guys. We're going to use more of the cutoffs from these guys. So it's fun all around. And I'll tell you more about all of that, even though I kind of just did in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you were here for day 355 of 365 days of soap. And today, as I said, we are playing with the neons and the bright pigments again. Because I don't like when my fall soaps go brown just because they have aniline. This particular blend that I'm using for the second pumpkin that I do in the line is actually, both of them are from Sierra Candles. One is a delightful pumpkin blend that goes dark brown, according to their soaping notes, and the other is their dupe for Honey I Washed the Kids from Lush that is supposed to go like light beige. And so already I'm not going to be getting a dark brown because I'm mixing the two scents, but I want to turn that into a completely different color that isn't even remotely brown, not even in the same family. And we're also having fun with soap dough and molding pumpkins. It's going to be a good time. Let's get to the video and we can see if I manage to, get green out of brown. I really don't know what to call this because it has some sort of pumpkin thing in it, but then it also has, the Honey I Washed the Kids. So it's honey and maple and stuff. I'll figure out a name. I always figure out a name. You know this. But anyway, yesterday had lots of questions about what else you can incorporate into the oils, just the soap oils before you even put the lye in, and what the method would be if the stuff is too heavy. As I said yesterday, pigments are pretty heavy, and so I'm using pigments in this guy, but also, just put in some clay right there too. And so if you're not getting enough from the whisking, you can just take your stick blender to it for a while before you even put the lye in it, and really just mix it all in. Make sure it's well incorporated. So that's what I would recommend, is what I'm saying. But now the lye is going in, plus some more mica. So I had to add a little bit more mica because I didn't trust myself here. And that was Key West Blue that went in for the mica. And the original was Blue Shocker for the pigment. And here's my thinking. Because this is going to go a light browny yellow, and with the discoloration from the two fragrances that I'm using in equal parts together, one discolors brown, one discolors yellow. I'm like, well, there's going to be some yellows, and ultimately I want this to go green. And what does yellow and blue make? Green. This is literally the entirety of my color theory knowledge. That's it. I got primary colors and what you can turn them into by mixing them together. But really, I just know the two. Red and yellow makes orange, and yellow and blue makes green. That's it. Oh no, red and blue makes purple. What does orange and yellow make? Wait, Orange isn't a primary color. Never mind. Anyway, so my thinking is if I want this to go green, then I should lean into the blues with the colorant. And I didn't even ask anybody for this help, but it worked out so well with the one from yesterday that I felt emboldened and smart, and I can totally handle this, right? This is my thinking. I really do need this to go green, but as you can see, it's already starting to go there, so that's cool. Okay, now on to the actual pour of all of this, and look at that, a freshly lined mold. How often do you guys ever see that? Not often is the answer to that, but I finally needed to reline this one. So there it is. Yeah, and as you can see, it's already starting to go green just with the scents in there doing their thing. So I'm happy about that. Now, for the top of this, the base of it, as you can see, all one solid color that I ultimately want to go green. But on the top of this, I am putting in pumpkins. But I'm using soap dough for them instead of like pouring them with melt and pour into a mold. Because A, I don't have a mold. And two, I have a crap ton of soap dough. So even if I did have a mold, I would be doing this instead. So this is how I made all of my pumpkins. I just rolled the appropriately colored, soap dough into a ball, just different sized balls, and just put some little cuts on it. And then took some more soap dough and made the little stem for the pumpkin. Worked out really well. And then for the rest of them, I don't know if I show this to you, but I brushed them with a mica to make sure that they were shiny because I wanted them shiny. You don't have to do that, but I did that because I wanted them shiny. But yeah, it was really easy actually to do these pumpkins, and not a lot of time went into making them because again, they were just, they were just circles that you cut some lines into. Are they perfect? Well, no, but they're all getting cut anyway, right? Because I'm randomly putting these on top. Which is, of course, one of those things. I am a sucker for like a wet soap or just like the beautiful aesthetic pictures of the whole loaf of soap and whatever somebody has done to the top of it to make it all pretty. I love those pictures so hard, but I never remember to take them before I cut these into bars. Point is, with all of this, they're all going to get cut into bars. And so if my pumpkin isn't actually perfect, that's okay. That's totally fine because it's just a piece of the pumpkin at that point on top of a soap bar. You get it. But I did all the different colors with all of this because I have kids and trick-or-treating, and during this time of the year, we start getting all the reminders on our mom's pages and, school pages and stuff about what the different pumpkin buckets mean. And I don't remember what they mean, like at all, not even a little bit. But I always print out the cheat sheet every year. Anyway, the point is, I really dig that there are kids that have allergies, for example, that can still go out and go trick-or-treating, and they have the right colored, pumpkin bucket. So, don't give them like an allergy thing, or the kids who have social anxiety and stuff like that. It's really fun. So that's why I did the colored pumpkins on top. Okay, and on to the cut. And this was C-popped. This was gelled. And we're getting some browning on top, which is a little concerning for me. I'm not going to lie. But, the base itself, that looks green. I like that. That works for me. And assuming it stays that way, that is a win. I did it right, I guess. Actually, I don't guess. I know because they're already cured up. And, samesies with what I said yesterday. You can just look over my shoulder and see what the end result of them were. They did go darker than I realistically wanted, but they're not going to go brown. And so it's going to be very obvious that it's a green, not really the clean green that I had envisioned, but, not a miracle worker here. But it's not bad. I kind of like it. Like, since we started talking about when we talked about doing all of the neons or whatnot, it really got me into this whole, hey, why can't every once in a while you just put a bright soap in? Why does it only have to be Am I Bright? But I don't want bright soap and swirls and stuff because it just gets busy. But I figured this is great. Just one solid, bold color and these cute little pumpkins on top. See what I mean? With the cutting through, which I really love on both sides of that. That's super cute. So it's like the inside of a pumpkin and you get it. I don't know. I think these are adorable and it's a really fun way to play with scents that discolor instead of, trying to work out, parts of your design are not going to be scented so you can keep them one color because that's not foolproof either. Like if I did a swirl with all of this and I just didn't scent a portion of it so I could have white wispy swirls or whatever color I wanted. If I poured the batter too thin, still not going to matter. That fragrance is still going to get pulled through into the white during, saponification, and it's going to be potentially a mess. And so doing it this way means, more of a chance that you're going to get the color that you want, I guess. I don't know. If I'm being honest, even pouring this, because I don't super care. We just came off of the, big whipped sugar soap scrub thing and all of the, stuff that I ultimately wasted, all the materials or whatever. No, it was fun. It's okay. It was a teaching moment. And so I don't get super precious about potentially wasting product because even if these had gone completely sideways, well, that's why Scratch and Dent exists on my website, So it's still soap, it's still whatever, it just might not be pretty. But I was still, even though I know that, I was still a little bit nervous playing with color theory like this in ways that I kind of typically don't. Because I usually take the easy way out and just, again, only scent portions of my soap and lean into the discoloration in my design by designing a bar around whatever color the scent will ultimately discolor the soap to. This was wildly different for the first time, and since I started making pumpkin soaps, I have something other than brown for my fall line, which is cool. I'm totally here for that. I think that that's a really fun way to do this because the colors of the season of, the fall season, they're gorgeous. You have your reds and your oranges and your yellows all against a bright blue background, or all of the bright green in the pumpkin patch with all the different colored pumpkins and all the things. It's delightful. And so if you just go brown with everything, well, that's not nearly as much fun because that's what things look like in the summertime, right? Brown. Anyway, point is, I didn't get brown pumpkin soaps this year. I'm super excited. There's not even a soap that's going to be called pumpkin spice latte this year because I didn't make one of those guys. And there they are, the second in my fall line for the pumpkin soaps. And as you can see behind me, yeah, there's no brown. They're beautiful. They're so gorgeous. And I love the fancy pumpkins on top, and I'm absolutely digging just a solid bar with just a little bit of fun on top. Really into that. That's probably what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the, year's stuff for sure. If not all of next year as well, because I'm loving the simplicity. I'm loving sculpted tops again. I'm loving just pretty tops again. And also the stones and all the crystal collection that I've been doing. Love it all. I'm here for all of it. This is perfect. Fits in line with all of that. Yes, if you're interested in these soaps, you can get them at soapandclay.com in a couple days when I upload it. I'm pretty busy right now with this thing that I'm doing that will be released eventually. It really will be. It's long. A lot going on. But I appreciate the Sudsers. Thank you very much for joining me today. You guys are epic. You guys are amazing. I actually finally got to see all the submissions that you guys put forth for the Secret April project, and they are so cool. I'm very excited about all of that, for sure. But, that's stuff for year 3. And so if you're not a Discord Sudser, you don't know that. But the regular Sudsers, you're awesome as well. Thank you for existing. And I am out of here for today because I got to go back to this other project. But I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.